When should you use JavaScript Debugger step over, step into, or step out? Imagine you're trying to fix a tricky bug in your web application. You have your code open in the browser's developer tools, ready to investigate. But how do you control the flow of execution to find the problem efficiently? That's where the debugger controls called step over, step into, and step out come into play. These tools help you navigate through your code line by line, making debugging much easier. Knowing when to use each one can save you time and frustration. Let's walk through what each of these controls does and when to use them. Start with step over. Use this when you want to run the current line of code and move to the next one within the same function. If the current line calls a function you trust or don't need to see inside, this is your go-to. For example, if you're inside a loop that calls a utility function that works fine, stepping over skips the internal details of that function. It keeps you focused on the main flow without getting lost in trusted code. Next is step into. Use this when you want to see what happens inside a function call on the current line. When you suspect a bug might be inside that function or need to understand how it processes data, this control is perfect. For instance, if a calculation returns unexpected results, stepping into the function lets you check each line and variable as it runs. It's like opening the hood to see how the engine works. Then there's step out. Use this when you're inside a function but want to finish executing it quickly and return to the place where the function was called. This is helpful if you've stepped into a function and realize it's not the source of the problem. Instead of stepping through every line, you can step out and go back to the main code. For example, after inspecting a helper function, you might find it's not causing issues, so stepping out saves time. In real web development, these controls are available in the browser's developer tools, like Chrome or Edge. You can set breakpoints at specific lines, then use these stepping options to move through your code. For example, when clicking a button triggers several functions, you can step into each one to see how data flows, step over functions you trust, and step out when you're done inspecting a section. Using console.log statements along with the debugger can give you a clearer picture of your code's behavior. When you step into a function, you see inside its logic. When you step over, you skip over trusted parts. Stepping out helps you quickly return to the main flow after inspecting a section. This combination makes debugging more efficient. A breakpoint is a marker you set in your code where execution pauses. The call stack shows you the sequence of functions that led to the current point. The scope panel displays variables accessible at that moment. These tools work together with stepping controls to help you understand exactly what your code is doing. To sum up, use step over when you want to skip over function internals and stay in the current scope. Use step into when you need to see inside a function to understand its behavior. Use step out when you're inside a function but want to finish it quickly and return to the caller. Mastering these controls makes debugging faster and more precise, helping you fix issues in your JavaScript code more effectively. Practice using them in your projects, and you'll find troubleshooting becomes much smoother.